Check out flipsidegaming.com for all your gaming needs. Use the promo code HEROES to save 10% on all orders over $10 and support the channel at the same time. Hey there, this is John from Heroes and Legends, and welcome to this special edition of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. This is the October Picks of the Month video, and this is my video where I talk about cards that are maybe a little undervalued, things you may want to think about picking up because they could gradually go up over time or perhaps are overdue for a spike, things of that nature. Now, the cards we're going to look at today, and today's theme is going to be mostly Commander. I threw in a lot of cards that I felt like are kind of really overlooked, fun Commander cards that I've played with in the past and are pretty reasonably priced. A lot of these are really cheap. I think there's only 2 cards on the list today that are over $10, and they're just barely over $10. Most of them are much cheaper. You'll find a whole bunch under $1 here. So if nothing else, maybe you're able to pick up some ideas and see some cards maybe you never thought of or were aware of before. Now, quickly, before we start the video, fast reminder, this video goes out to gold patrons first. So by the time you watch this on YouTube, it may be a few days later. Some of the prices may have shifted a little bit, but these cards are all pretty overlooked. So I don't really expect any big changes over the course of the next couple days or anything like that. They should be pretty steady. Now, before we get started, fast reminder, if you check out the description below, you'll find some ways to support what we do on the channel that includes Patreon, as well as some product links for products on Amazon. Any purchases there help us out. And also, you'll find a link for Flipside Gaming. They provided a promo code also for our viewers, which was really awesome of them. They are selling Ixalan right now, also Iconic Masters. So check that out among other things. But with that being said, let's get into it. And we'll start off with our first card today. Porphyry Nodes, $6.41 from Planar Chaos. This one's a little more expensive compared to some of the cards we're going to look at today, but here's the deal with the card. This one not only has implications for just general play, but also Legacy Lands decks. Some of them may want to pick this up because Drop of Honey, they run usually like 2 of those in the sideboard, spiked really drastically over the last few months. It costs hundreds of dollars, and this card does the exact same thing. It's a virtual reprint of it, just in a different color, and this card is extremely cheap. So the lands deck has no problem casting this over Drop of Honey, actually, because they do run a lot of lands that give them green-white, like Horizon Canopy, stuff like that. So it really shouldn't be an issue for that deck to run this instead of that. Maybe it doesn't look as fancy, but it does the same thing. Great card. And I think as more people notice this one's going to be increasing in value. So if you've been putting off picking it up, I'd probably grab it as soon as you can. All right, here's a card that's real cheap, 32 cents. Ludwig's Test Subject from the original Innistrad. I always liked this card. It's just a fun, cheap pickup. And basically, in a game of Commander, as long as you have enough mana, you just play this, and it's a 13/13 trample creature. And that's awesome, right? And it's got amazing flavor. I like to pay special attention to these transform cards, especially ones that are heavily themed like this, because there's not a lot of places that Wizards can reprint this for it to make sense, right? So it's going to be hard for them to reprint some of these cards like this one, and because of that, yeah, it's only 32 cents today, but where's it going to be a year, maybe 2 years down the road as more Commander players discover it and such? So real cheap pickup today, just something to think about. Vexing Spanx, another one of my favorites, and this is from Cold Snap, one of my favorite sets. 50 cents for this card, and basically, if you want to throw this in a Commander deck, it's a real cheap early play. 4/4 flyer for 3. Cumulative upkeep, though, is going to have you discard a card, but you'll get cards back later, so it's kind of like doing a big loot later on, and that can be good, too, for you sometimes. But we do live in a world with Solemnity now, so you could just ignore that if you have Solemnity in play, and just play a 4/4 for 3 and beat people down real early in the air, and that could be good enough. I think this is one of those cards that has not really been noticed by some of the Solemnity players out there, and you can still get it real cheap. Next we have Stranglehold, $8.12. Now, this card was in Commander 2011. It did get a reprint in the Anthology, and that's the price you're seeing here, slightly cheaper than the Commander 2011 version. But this is a great card, and it hasn't seen a real, substantial printing. I mean, Commander 2011 was a relatively limited print run because of the fact that was their first Commander product. Anthology was a limited print run. So this is a really good card that hoses the searching library strategy and also the extra turn strategy, which you see a lot of in Commander, right? So it's just a good card to have. I think a lot of people overlook it. Beastmaster Ascension, $1.19. Now this has seen a number of reprints. It was in the Anthology, and you can get the Anthology version pretty cheap here at $1.19. But this is the type of card that if you're going wide, especially with some sort of tribal build, this can be super sweet for you. A great upgrade to a number of different tribal decks, actually. And this card is really fun to put down for 3 when you already have the creatures in play, and then just attack in, get the counters immediately, and just do huge damage out of nowhere. Harvest Mage. This is a cool card from Nemesis, 18 cents. If you want early color fixing in your deck, this is a real cheap way to do it, very non-committal. Just costs a green to cast. You do have to untap with it, but then you pay a green and tap it, discard a card, and which is also a discard outlet. That can be good sometimes. And then until the end of turn, if you tap a land for mana, it produces 1 mana of any color instead of its normal type and amount. So yeah, it's a temporary one-shot thing. You can do it repeatedly though, which is kind of sweet. So if you do have maybe like a 5-color deck and your mana requirements are really tight, a real cheap card that could help you. Lignify. All right, 26 cents from Lorwyn. And this is the card you put on your opponent's commanders and have a good day, hopefully. So, or deal with their wrath, I suppose. But this is a really fun way to just kind of hose commanders. All right, Master of the Wild Hunt, $11.69 from Magic 2010. Never saw a reprint, at least not yet. And I feel like I've talked about this card probably in previous videos. I always like this card as a cube card. It's a great cube card, good commander card. It's a green card that has some heft behind it. It produces tokens for token strategies, but it also allows those tokens to reach out and do damage to creatures. So yeah, this one has a slightly higher price point, but again, if this doesn't see a reprint, expect this to continue to climb over time. Lord of Extinction, $16.48 from Allura Reborn. Of course, this recently got a Masterpiece, and even so, Masterpieces don't really impact the secondary market that much because there's not enough of them out there to really damage like the original card's values or anything like that. Maybe slow the growth a little bit, but this is still a great commander card. It doesn't have evasion, makes it a tad bit awkward, but for what you're paying here, 5 mana, this could be a big creature, and a big dumb creature, maybe throw some sort of equipment on it or something like that, can still be really good for you. Render Silent from Dragon's Maze, just $1 for this card. I think it's a sweet counterspell. Has awesome art on it too. 2 blue and white, counter target spell. Its controller can't cast spells this turn. So sometimes you just shut off someone's turn. Sometimes you kind of win a control war because you counter their counter spell and then they can't play the removal spell on that turn, stuff like that. It's a really sweet surprise sometimes. Eternity Vessel, $2.14. This was a mythic from the original Zendikar, and this card is great in Commander, especially because you have the higher life total. If you can play this card early with a strong life total, then as the game goes on, that life total will keep getting reset, and that's kind of awesome. Your opponent's going to have to deal with this card, basically. They're going to have to get rid of it, or else they're not going to be able to overcome this most of the time anyway, unless they have like some sort of game-winning combo or something. But it's just a really sweet, fun card. Ice Cauldron, 51 cents for this one. This is a reserve list card, actually, from Ice Age. I love Ice Age. A lot of people, I don't think, understand this card, or they get intimidated by the wall of text. Basically, what it does is, it lets you take a card from your hand and you pay any amount of mana that you want. So if I don't have enough mana to pay it, let's say I have a 10 casting cost card in my hand, and I have 5 mana available to me. I pay the 5 mana, I exile the card, but I can play it as if it's in my hand. And that's even if Ice Cauldron goes away, so you don't lose it. But then what happens is, next time I untap Ice Cauldron, I can choose to tap it again, get the mana that I spent in the first installment of paying for the card and exiling it, and then I can also pay the rest of the mana I need to fill in the rest of the card. So I can go ahead and tap this and I get that 5 mana back that I spent. So then I can pay another 5 mana and I can cast the 10 casting cost thing. So here's what's interesting about it. Long story short, it's basically like paying for a spell in an installment plan. So I can pay for half of it now and half of it later, and I can accelerate that way. And a lot of people, I think, just don't understand that about the card or don't quite get it, and I don't blame them. I mean, the text is confusing. You have to read it a few times to really kind of understand what it's trying to do, but it can be a sweet card and super cheap to pick up. Legacy Weapon. I went with the Apocalypse version here for $1.16. It's real cheap. There has been a reprint of it more recently, but the card is awesome, and this one has John Avon art, which is amazing. So I think this is worth the $1.16 easily. Great in decks that can spend the different colors of mana like this. For example, maybe you're using Ramos in your new Commander 2017 Dragon deck. Feels like it could be a fun upgrade. Quicksilver Fountain from Mirrodin, just 99 cents. And I'll tell you, this is maybe the most fun you can have for 99 cents in a game of Commander. I mean, this is just a silly little card, but it's funny to see this kind of hose some of your players, their color bases, as well as their non-basic lands. And then they have to make decisions. Do they play lands or they not play lands and try to work together to make this thing go away? Or can somebody get rid of it? And yeah, it may turn the table against you at times, but it's a very kind of fun, just random card to play at the table. Torpor Orb, $2.18 is the last card we'll look at today. This is just kind of a hose card that a lot of people don't see coming in Commander, and this has seen like sideboard play in the past and such, even in constructed decks, but the fact of the matter is you just have to build your deck to not care about creatures entering the battlefield effects, but you can really hose some decks in Commander, especially some of these more spiky decks that try to go off with some of these repeating loop enters effects and stuff like that. Some of the strategies you might see from the Commander 2017 Wizard deck, for example. So yeah, I think this is underappreciated right now just because a lot of people haven't caught on to how good this can be as a foil to some of those strategies. All right, with that being said, those are the cards for today. Now, we'll do this again next month. We'll have another theme. So let me know in the comments below some of the themes you might be interested in seeing for a video like this, and I'll keep track of them and try to get to them as we go on. So until next time, hey, thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and have a great day. Hey, thanks for watching. This video is made possible by the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Check out the description below for links to our Patreon page as well as our Amazon affiliate store, where a small percentage of all sales will also help support the channel. Finally, if you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any new videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon, and have a great day.